organization aims to create and maintain a safe and healthy workplace. And there are many reasons for this. First, it's simply an ethical and socially responsible thing to do. No responsible employer would ever think it's acceptable for employees to get hurt or become ill because of unsafe working conditions. But aside from ethics, there are also business and legal reasons. Companies that have fewer accidents pay lower insurance premiums for workers' compensation. But aside from ethics, there are also businesses and legal reasons. Companies that have fewer accidents pay lower insurance premiums for workers' compensation. Also, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, or OSHA, can impose fines on organizations with unsafe workplace. So, accidents and illness can cause loss of time and financial loss for the company. That's why it is not only a moral duty, it's also a good business, or it's also a good for a business to maintain a safe and healthy workplace. There are two main types of hazards. First is the safety hazards. These are the conditions in the work environment that have the potential to cause immediate harm to employees. Like for example, slippery metal stairs or unguarded machines that can cause someone to fall or to get injured. Number two, the health hazards. These are elements in the work environment that cause harm slowly and over time. For example, toxic fumes that can cause respiratory problems when employees are exposed for long periods. Not all industries face the same level of risk. Some jobs, such as those in transportation, construction, and manufacturing, have higher chances of accidents and injuries. Meanwhile, jobs in offices or finance may face a fewer physical risks but could still experience issues like workplace stress or violence. So let's proceed to the common workplace hazards. Accidents in the workplace can happen for several reasons, and one major factor is the physical environment. Here are some common causes include: Number 1, unguarded or defective machines. Number 2 is poor lighting or ventilation. Number 3, improper dress such as loose clothing that can get caught in machinery. Number 4 is the sharp edges around equipment. And number 5 is wet or cluttered floors. And number 6 is improperly stocked materials and poor housekeeping. Those problems are not limited to factories. Even home offices and telecommunicating setups can present hazards if safety isn't considered. Another cause of workplace accidents comes from personal actions of employees. Some workers take unnecessary risks, ignoring safety rules or fail to wear protective gears like gloves or goggles. Others might use the wrong tools, take shortcuts, or even engage in horseplay, all of which can cause accidents. Fatigue is another serious issue. A tired employee can easily make mistakes or become careless even in a safe environment.
OSHA, also known as the Occupational Safety and Health Act of 1970, is a U.S. law that is passed in the 1970s. This OSHA created rules to keep workers safe and healthy in their workplace. The name OSHA can also refer to the government agency inside the Department of Labor that enforces these rules. Ang main goal ng OSHA is to reduce workplace injuries, illnesses, and deaths. There are also key responsibilities and rules ang OSHA. First is creating safety standards. OSHA creates a very specific and technical safety rules for workplaces. These standards also cover a wide range of topics. These topics includes the drinking water, fire protection, and equipment use. In drinking water, it must be ensured that the water is safe to drink and the fountains are pass the sanitary test. Fire protections, requiring every workplaces to have their own fire extinguishers and setting rules for sprinkler systems. Equipment use, regulating the use of equipment like the correct length and placement of ladders. The second responsibilities and rules is the enforcing the rules. Inspections, OSHA officers can inspect any workplace, either randomly or after a request from an employee whose name is always kept secret due to confidentialities. Penalties, an employer can willfully or repeatedly breaks major rules, meaning they can face any penalties. So one of these penalties is that they will be personally fined or sent to jail. Requiring record keeping. Employers must keep a detailed and standardized record of all work-related injuries and illness. They must show these records to an OSHA officer upon the request. Serious incidents like a workplace death must also be reported to OSHA immediately. OSHA also works with another agency called the NIOSH, or the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health. Its job is to research workplace dangers and suggest safety criteria. And ang job ng OSHA is to take that research and gagawin nilang rules yon. Despite sa goal ng OSHA, meron pa rin silang piniface na criticisms. Its standards are seen too complicated, technical, and sometimes arbitrary. And yung enforcement niya is uneven, meaning not all companies are checked equally. Its overall effectiveness is also debated. While safety and awareness has increased, the number of workplace accidents and illness has not dropped as much as hoped. In summary, OSHA is a powerful system of rules and enforcement designed to protect workers, but it also faces challenges and criticisms regarding its complexity and impact. Controlling workplace accidents. Companies can take several important steps to create safer work environment and prevent accidents regardless sa involvement ng OSHA. First is yung proactive safety measures. Instead na mag-react sa araw or sa mismong event ng accidents, organizations tends to focus on preventing the accidents. This type of proactive safety measures is done in three main ways. First is the safety engineering, providing safety equipment, and the employee training. In the safety engineering, experts called or the safety engineers study the workplace to find dangerous situations and recommend solutions to fix them. Then, the providing safety equipments. This is where the companies give employees protective gear, which can also include the traditional equipment and modern ergonomic equipment. In traditional equipment, this includes hard hats, goggles, gloves, safety shoes, and hearing protections. In modern ergonomic equipment, it includes the wrist supports, proper chairs, screen filters for office workers to prevent strain from long hours of work at the desk. In employee training, workers are taught the safety ways to do their jobs. They are also told to always follow the procedures and are encouraged to report any unsafe conditions they see. There are two approaches to safety. These two approaches companies generally use for the improvement of safety in the workplace. First is the focus on accident outcomes. This type of method, na-track na yun and sinusubukan niyang i-reduce yung number ng accidents sa workplace or number of work days lost due to accidents. You might see a sign at a work site showing how many days they have gone without a lost time accident. Second is the focus on safety behaviors. This type of method is nakafocus sa pag-reward sa mga employees na ginagawa yung mga safety things, like wearing ng hard hat. They believe that this type of behavior will naturally lead to fewer accidents. Which is they also consider as a more proactive approach. Third in this is the building a safety climate. All these efforts contribute to the company's overall safety climate. This is the shared perception among employees about how truly important safety is to the organization. In a positive safety climate, employees believe that they will be rewarded for working safely and they will face consequences for their unsafe behavior. A strong safety climate like the one observed at the DuPont means safe practices like holding the handrail on stairs became a normal, automatic part of the company's cultures, while research on its direct impact on accident rates is mixed. A positive safety climate is a necessary foundation for all other safety efforts to be effective.
So good day everyone. Today I will be reporting about controlling occupational diseases and hours of work, two important factors that affect employee health, safety, and productivity. So controlling occupational diseases are illnesses caused by long-term exposure to harmful conditions in the workplace, like radiation, chemicals, or poor air quality. So unlike accidents, their effects are not seen immediately. They often appear only after months or years. That's what makes controlling them more complex. A clear example of this was the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power station disaster in Japan. After the explosion, 50 volunteers stayed to clean up the site. They were exposed to dangerous levels of radiation, and to continue the work, Japan's health minister even raised the legal radiation exposure limit 5 times higher than in the US. So although 5 workers died during the cleanup, experts says it will not be as severe as the 1986 Chernobyl disaster, where more than 6,000 people developed thyroid cancer from drinking contaminated milk. So why are Japanese officials more confident? Because they applied strict preventive measures, like requiring airtight protective suits and gloves, testing workers daily for radiation, and making sure no one drinks possibly contaminated water or milk. So this shows that in any organization, if workers face hazardous conditions, management must act responsibly. Even if the hazards can't be completely removed, they must be reduced, and employees must be informed about the exact risks of their jobs. So providing proper protective gear, such as masks, gloves, and respirators, also helps a lot. And when workers understand these dangers, they can take a more active role in protecting their own health. So let us now move on to the second part, which is hours of work. So the number of hours an employee works and how those hours are arranged can affect both performance and well-being. Some companies use compressed work weeks, such as 4 days and 3 days off. So while that sounds appealing, studies show that it doesn't work for everyone. Young males often prefer it, but fatigue tends to increase during longer days, especially toward the end of a 10-hour shift. This can lead to more accidents and mixed results in productivity. So another major issue is shift work. All humans have natural body rhythms called circadian rhythms, which tells us when to sleep and when to wake up. Working at night forces the body to adjust, which is possible, but rotating shifts, where the schedule constantly changes, makes it harder for the body to find balance. This can lead to problems like fatigue, ulcers, and stress. However, research also found that some older or more experienced workers can adapt better and even enjoy the variety of rotating schedules. So to sum up everything, controlling occupational diseases and managing work hours are both vital for a safe and productive workplace. Organizations should not only focus on reducing hazards, but also on educating their employees, providing the right productive equipment, and designing work schedules that promote both health and efficiency. Because in the end, a healthy workers means a healthy organization.
Stress is an individual's adaptive response to stimuli that place excessive psychological or physical demands on them. It involves reacting to situations perceived as challenging or threatening. One phase of the Hawthorne studies in 1924 investigated how illumination impacts productivity in a Western electric plant near Chicago. The study focused on understanding how changes in lighting conditions affect worker output. Stress at work arises from demands related to tasks, physical environment, rules, and interpersonal relationships. These factors collectively contribute to the overall level of stress experienced by employees.
First, let us discuss Type A personality. The Type A personality is characterized by being highly competitive and highly focused on work with few interests outside of work. On the other hand, Type B personality is characterized as being less aggressive, more patient, and more easygoing. In short, those with Type A personality are usually highly competitive and focus intensely on their work, which makes them vulnerable to higher stress. And on contrary, Type B personalities are less aggressive, more patient, and tend to experience less stress and fewer stress-related health issues. Yes, as we see, personality plays a major role in our response to stress. But what do studies say about these personalities and their impact? As studies have found that individuals with Type A traits, those who are competitive and work-focused, are more prone to conditions like heart attacks. In contrast, people with Type B personalities typically display lower stress levels and are less likely to suffer from stress-induced illness. With individual differences covered, let us move on to how stress manifests in the workplace and the consequences employees may face. Personality is the only starting point. We will see how stressful dynamics at work can arise even when personalities differ. Last but definitely not the least, the gender.
Specifically, women are more likely to experience stress at work, and they are more likely to be absent because of stress-related problems. Although these differences may reflect true differences in the stressors that men and women are exposed to at work, studies find that women often report higher levels of stress and may be more affected by certain job-related problems like absenteeism. However, these differences may be due to social and workplace-related factors rather than biology alone. Recognizing these realities can help organizations tailor their support for all employees. On to the next part of my report, which talks about individuals high in self-esteem. It is said that they tend to have more positive outlook in life and are better able to cope up with any stress they encounter. Research shows that individuals with higher self-esteem are much more positive and better equipped to handle stress. They can reframe difficult events as manageable challenges rather than insurmountable obstacles, leading to more adaptive and optimistic response at work. For our final point, we will examine how gender may influence stress experiences and reactions in the workplace.
When two or more colleagues have mismatched personalities or habits, conflict can occur, creating a breeding ground for stress. For example, a person who likes to tightly control outcomes might get frustrated by a team who prefers a more relaxed, wait-and-see approach. Such differences highlight the importance of understanding not just oneself but also others in the workplace. Beyond this personality interaction, there's another quality that can reshape our experience of stress: hardiness. Hardiness is defined as it is an individual differences that allow someone individual to experience less stress when dealing with stressful event that makes them more effective in dealing with the stress they do experience. As I've said, it is refers to the resilience some individuals display when facing stressful events. People who possess hardiness tend to experience less stress overall and are more effective in handling whatever comes their way. This means building up hardiness or stress resilience can make daily pressure far less overwhelming. Resilience is not the only shield. How we view ourselves, our self-esteem, are also our ability to handle stress at work. Good day everyone. Today we will take a closer look at how stress affects us at work. Explore the differences in how individuals experience stress. By exploring 5 influential factors, we can better understand both our own reactions and those of our co-workers, which can help us build stronger and more supportive workplace. Let's begin by understanding that people experience stress in distinct ways. Some individuals handle many types of stress with ease, while others may find even ordinary challenges overwhelming.
Now, the consequences of stress at work. Stress at work can have both positive and negative impacts. While a little stress might fuel energy and motivation, negative consequences are more common and concerning. On an organizational level, widespread stress can reduce job satisfaction and morale. Having discussed these points, let us wrap up with some key takeaways on managing stress. In a nutshell, stress is a universal experience, but not everyone handles it the same way. Knowing your personality type and building qualities like hardiness and self-esteem can make a significant difference. Our own experience of workplace stress is shaped by our personality types, interaction with others, personal resilience, self-esteem, and even gender. By understanding these interconnected factors, both individuals and organizations can take meaningful steps to reduce stress and foster a healthier working environment. For organizations, fostering a supportive environment and paying attention to every employee well-being are essential steps in reducing the negative consequences of stress. Thank you for joining me as we navigated the complex topic of stress at work.
Consequences of stress at work. Stress at work can be good or bad. A little stress gives energy and motivation, but too much causes problems. There are 3 main effects of stress: individual, organizational, and burnout. For individuals, stress can lead to bad habits, sadness, sleep problems, and even sickness like headaches or heart disease. For organizations, stress can lower performance, cause poor quality work, low motivation, absenteeism, and even workplace conflict or violence. Burnout happens when someone feels very tired and loses interest in work because of too much pressure. A little stress can help, but too much is harmful. That's why managing stress is important for everyone at work.
program in the organization. Here, the organization implement wellness programs to promote the overall health, productivity, and satisfaction of their employees. This program aims to manage stress, improve work-life balance, and create a support working environment. So there are two types of wellness program. We have the institutional program and collateral stress program. So in institutional program, they are structured mechanism established by organization to manage and reduce workplace stress. These initiatives are part of the company's formal policies and system, such as employees assisting programs, counseling service, health and safety communities, or flexible work arrangement. So they ensure that employees have access to organization support system to maintain their well-being and job performance. In collateral stress program naman, they are specific initiative designed solely to help employees cope with stress. Unlike institutional programs, these are focused directly on stress management activities such as workshops on stress reduction, relaxation techniques, and wellness seminars, fitness activities, or mindfulness training. The main goal here is to provide employees with the tools and resources to manage stress effectively, leading to improved productivity. So here, organizations play a vital role in responding to major health and safety threats that affect employees. It has two significant examples here, which is the AIDS epidemic and the H1N1 influenza pandemic. When it comes to AIDS, companies are encouraged to create workplace policies that promote equal treatment, confidentiality, and non-discrimination. These policies ensure that employees with health conditions are not unfairly treated and that their privacy is respected. By maintaining a supportive and inclusive environment, organizations help reduce stigma and protect employees' rights. During the H1N1 pandemic naman, organizations followed the safety measure set by OSHA. These includes to use such as face mask, regular hand washing, promoting vaccination, and maintaining proper hygiene within the workplace, such as minimizing the spread of infection and demonstrate the company's commitment to protect its workers.